Hello, my name is Antonio, and welcome back to another commentary. And this is a special commentary because I'm not alone today. I have Mr. Brennen in the
Hello,
house today.
I am here.
Yes, we are doing a joint commentary because today we are watching Cooking with Brennan, the final dish.
The final dish.
The final episode of Cooking with Brennan ever, the finale to season 2, and also just the series finale in general. Brennan, yeah, I know it's sad. It's very sad. But this was extremely fun video to work on.
This was an extremely fun video.
This was definitely I think without a doubt the biggest video that we've ever done.
Oh, hands down.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a hell of a production. It took us basically the entire summer of 2022 to finish this video. But you know what? I think all things considered, I think it came out pretty good. And we're going to talk about kind of the behind the scenes of the production and some things that that went on. So here, Brennan, here's the thing, Brennan. I want to ask you right off the bat. Did you know when we were doing season 2 of Cooking with Brennan, like all the way back, in like 2021 when we first started filming, did you know that I wanted to do this big episode at the end?
No, because so season 2 literally came out of nowhere.
Right. It did kind of, yeah.
We literally one day just decided. Antonio was like, "Hey, been working on a couple scripts, for possible episodes of season 2," and then I was like, "Hey, I'm down if you are." And then that day we were filming something else that day, but then that same day we randomly went, "Let's film like a teaser for like the return of season 2."
Well, no, we filmed the first 2 episodes.
Did we?
Yeah, we filmed the cereal episode and the pizza episode, and then at the end we were like, we should do a little teaser.
Oh, that's right. That's when we did the teaser.
Yeah, but at that point I was like, I didn't really know what the direction I wanted to take with season 2. I just knew I wanted to do more episodes. But I always kind of had an idea of doing like this big extravagant episode because Cooking with Brennan was like by far one of the like most consistent series on my channel.
I forgot in this intro you see how much of a fucking weeb
of a nerd you are, you freaking nerd. Yeah. But yeah, no, I decided like at some point that I wanted to do this big episode, and that's why I started planting little seeds. You know what I mean? Like in the earlier season 2 episodes, kind of like teasing that something sinister was going on.
I just have to point out, I think it's funny here how my phone is sitting on top of my CPAP machine.
Yeah.
And like I'm just sleeping without. Yeah, I use a breathing machine at night because I have lung damage. But like I showed my parents and a couple of my friends are like, "Shouldn't you have been wearing it?" And I'm like, I don't know, we didn't think that far.
Okay, but let's say canonically in this universe. See, anytime there's an inconsistency like that, I like to say that in this universe, Brennan, you don't have that. And you just happen to have it in your room.
My phone's just happen to be floating on top of this CPAP.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. So that's how we explain that, inconsistency. But anyway, yeah. So going to the video itself,
I missed that final.
You don't have that final anymore?
No, it got torn in an accident at work.
Damn.
I don't have it.
Well, this is in memoriam of that final. But yeah, this was like the first day that we filmed. I mean, it was interesting the order that we filmed certain things.
Oh, this order was terrible.
And basically we tried to film one scene a day, and we were pretty successful with that. This was like the very first this part where you're walking up to my house, we filmed on a different day. Yeah. But the actual intro to the video, well, first off, the actual intro with the bad guy in the lair, that was actually one of the last things that I filmed.
I know. I don't think I ever realized how much you actually filmed,
like on my own,
like on your own and shit.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of post-production, extra shots that we never did while we were filming. I had to get like exterior shots of my house or interior shots, did all this other stuff. And the evil lair scenes were actually the last scenes that of me specifically, of the main bad guy. Those were the last things that I filmed because I just dreaded having to wear that fucking hoodie in the heat. I just procrastinated till literally the last. I think it was literally July of 2023 that I filmed it. And so, but didn't end up mattering and it worked out. But this was a multiple day shoot. One of the only Cooking with Brennan essentially where we had to do that, and that's just because like it was so long. Like every scene in and of itself was like the length of an average episode.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And it was interesting. Just like it was interesting for me from a writing perspective, like having to figure out because I tried to write the whole script in one go at some point, but I just was not able to do that. It was just too much, and I'm a very thorough writer, and some people would say long-winded. I like to say thorough. But so like every scene, I wanted to take I wanted to like make sure it was good. I didn't want to rush through them, even though sometimes I would actually be writing the scenes like up until literally the day that you would come over to film.
And that I did not know.
Yeah, there were sometimes like where I would finish the script like right before I went to go to your house to pick you up. Yeah, like that was definitely a thing that happened. And so okay, this scene right here where we're talking in my house. We filmed a different scene before this. I don't know if you remember that. The order, like I mentioned, was very it was not normal. I don't know.
We filmed the intro,
yeah.
like the credit, the not credits.
It's like the intro, the intro credits.
Yeah,
that's how I like to call it.
Yeah. And then the what did you call it? Turducken?
Oh, the what did I call it? the turkey.
The turkey?
Yeah.
We filmed the intro and the turkey scenes all on the same day. So
no, we didn't film it in the same day.
I thought we did.
No, we filmed it 1 week, and then the next week we filmed the turkey scene.
Dude, I'm all off then.
Well, it's only because and part of the reason why I remember is because when I was organizing the footage, like I had them sorted by day. So
I know that we did film that way earlier.
We did, and that's the thing is like to me it's funny because this was like we filmed this like a month after the first like the intro credits scene.
Yeah.
Because we filmed the turkey scene. That was like the second thing that we ever filmed, and that's like the second to last scene of the whole video.
Yeah.
So I just think this, and you can kind of tell because our hair is kind of like slightly inconsistent. Because I remember you like texted me at one point because you were about to get a haircut, and you were like, "Oh, I don't want to mess with the continuity of the video," but I was just like, you know what? It's whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
and it is still slight. You can still slightly tell, but it kind of worked in a weird way because the only parts where my hair was like super long was the intro for some weird reason, and then the final bits was when my hair was long.
And that's the thing is I think like weirdly enough I think it worked out because if you look throughout the video and you kind of like scan each scene, it looks like our hair is growing throughout the video.
Yeah.
And I kind of tried to plan it that way on purpose, but it also was just kind of like by chance that just happened. But you can especially tell with my beard because I'm like completely clean shaven here. I don't know if many people notice this. I don't know if you noticed this.
I can't remember. Do we have a bucket there for those beans that you poured out?
Well, see, I filmed my scenes in this part separate from when you were there. Yeah, so I had a shoebox.
Oh.
Where I poured those beans out. Yeah. Oh, this part. I love this part. So I never told you that I wanted to do this.
No, I had no idea. This was a complete surprise to me.
Yeah, this whole scene. These were original drawings done by Donovan. I had never really done anything like this before in a video, but basically what I did is I drew out like storyboards essentially of like rough drafts of these drawings, and I sent them over to Donovan, and he drew them up. He actually drew them up on like a sketch pad and then scanned them, like using like I think like just like a printer or something, and then sent them to me digitally, and then I basically just had to put them over a backdrop. But this was super cool. Like
it gives me crazy like Wind Waker vibes.
Yeah, well, I was just basically going for like because this whole scene is supposed to be me telling like this big like kind of old tale about me getting these ingredients, and I just wanted to find a cool way to visualize that, and I just thought like cave drawings would look cool.
Reminds me like that.
Right. So Brennan's showing me. He's showing me like kind of like these like old drawings from Wind Waker right now. Legend of Zelda. Right, yeah, and I guess like subconsciously that's kind of maybe what I was going for because I have seen those before. But yeah, that was a super fun like this thing to work on, and it was so cool. It was really cool that Donovan was able to do that because yeah, overall this was like a really big production in like multiple ways. Like I obviously did like most of the writing and the filming and the editing, but you guys contributed a lot too. You guys helped me come up with a lot of jokes that made it into the final video that I didn't necessarily come up with. You guys did a lot of like the filming behind the scenes. If I needed someone to hold the camera, that was really cool of you guys to do that. And you got and like things like Donovan doing those like drawings was like just like an extra thing that I didn't even like really think about until a little later. So it was really cool that I got to like include you guys in like the entire production.
Yeah.
But so these scenes, we went over to my place in Corvallis. I want to say like mid-August, and I basically was just like, okay, I just want to film all of the scenes with Donovan in like one day. And it ended up being like a pretty long day because there were like a lot of scenes with Donovan to film here. But luckily it was just Donovan for the most part. Like and you can I don't like you can't tell, but Quentin's actually off screen when we were filming these.
Oh, really?
For like a good portion of it. Yeah. He's in the room. Yeah, he's literally like sitting in my chair, kind of like just off to the left whenever it cuts to Donovan. And he was like just kind of sitting there, just kind of hanging out. And there's actually like a joke later on in the video that we all collectively came up with while we were filming that I'll point out. It's pretty obvious what it is, but
it reminds me of that one episode of Cooking with Brennen where fucking Dean and Donovan were both off screen the entire time we were
filming. Yeah, the Halloween episode.
Yeah, Dean started chucking fucking candy at me and shit.
Yeah, oh that was either the Halloween episode or the St. Patrick's Day episode because I remember they were there on both of those days when we filmed, I think. But yeah, this whole sequence, I don't know what was like inspiring me to like make all these jokes about Kool-Aid and Spam and all that. Like, I think this was one of the days when I kind of got the script done pretty late, and I just like kind of bullshitted.
Did you empty out that entire cabinet just to put a single can of Spam?
I did. Oh yeah, I did. I'm committed. I am committed. Yeah. It ended up not being that much work for me, but it was kind of, it was a process. But that box, I think I got that box from, I think my mom's friend gave it like me a gift in it or something, and she just let me keep the box, and I was just like, this'll work.
Pour Kool-Aid on it.
Yeah, and I just poured Kool-Aid on it. This whole thing. I will say, I think you can definitely like tell how our acting abilities have improved if you like go back to like the earliest episodes of Cooking with Brennen compared to this. Like I do sense a lot of growth. Oh yeah. I don't mean that sarcastically.
No, totally.
But this was this whole thing like I wanted to actually like make like a legit like map.
I was like one of my favorite behind the scenes running gags with this fucking filming was the fucking inconsistency with the map. We had maybe like 4 different versions of the map, because like one got torn, one got soaked.
Yeah.
We needed one that actually looked like a map, and
well, I thought that I used the same sheet for the map in all of these scenes because there's not really many scenes where you get a really close up shot of it, So it didn't really matter to me too much that you could actually see what was on it. Or like that it looked coherent, but if we were actually able to, if I actually had the foresight to like make a detailed map and like a list and like made it look like really authentic, I definitely probably would have showed it in the video more. But it just kind of ended up being like a background sort of, just like a prop, But it did get soaked. We'll see a scene later on where
it's just all floppy.
It got really floppy, and that was actually like. I think at that point we hadn't even made the map.
No.
The actual map yet. It was just like, I'm pretty sure it was just a blank piece of paper. We cut back to the Cooking with Bread and Eggs video here. That's like a huge like plot point in this video is the whole thing that you have a fear of eggs or a fear of egg puns, I think I think one thing about this whole like joke with your character where you have like a fear of eggs is how like I just feel like this is like it's something that you shouldn't think about too much because it's too absurd of an idea to make a lot of sense. The
Yeah.
idea that you're just afraid of eggs in every capacity. Because I feel like there must have been some episode of Cooking with Brennan where we made something that would have had naturally had eggs in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in fact, I feel like didn't I feel no the episode where we made cupcakes or where you made cupcakes. I feel like you used eggs in that video. I could be remembering it, but I feel like at least we brought up eggs in that video. I don't remember, but we have
It
Frank
still
here.
cracks me up. That's ironic too, because Cooking with Brennen started a joke about eggs.
Yeah, and that's it. All kind of ties together with that. You know what I mean? And that's yeah. It's kind of funny to see how the series kind of evolved to get to this point. But yeah, I don't know if you know this, Brennan, but I or if you kind of remember this, but I was kind of like planting little like hints of the finale in other videos. So I don't know if you remember the video that I did. It's called Frank's for the Memories. It was the video where Frank basically tried to start a music career, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was kind of like supposed to just be like a one-off, like stupid video. But at the end is when I showed him getting captured by Frank.
Oh yeah.
Stabby.
I remember that.
So I basically tried to do like an MCU type thing where you had to watch all these different videos and the credit scenes of these videos kind of like connected. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was just something that I kind of just did for fun. But you don't really need to watch them to understand like, oh, Frank got kidnapped. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like a fun little thing if you know that. But so you know, Stabby's an interesting character. I feel like we should kind of talk about Stabby for a second, like because I feel like Stabby originated in this really obscure skit that we did back in like 2016 for a Sunday Funnies.
Yeah.
And he only really makes sense as a character if you know the context of that skit.
Yeah.
But he ended up just being like a deep cut sort of reference, and then he just started being an enemy.
My enemy.
In Cookie with Brennan. Well, because like I did go back like through some of my older videos, and that is literally the only video that he's in.
It's the only one
until the anime episode of Cookie with Brennan, and where we just decide to bring him back.
No, yeah, because I remember. That's another filming that I'll never forget. Was the filming for the Stabby video.
Yeah, that was an iconic one, you know. Well, that was like the first year that we really started like making a lot of videos. So like all of the videos that we filmed that year like stand out to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like I remember because it was just like a very experimental sort of time creatively for me. But that was like an aspect of that time as we introduced this Stabby character, and I think I wanted him to be like a reoccurring villain for you in some way, but he just.
I forgot that Dean was actually in part of this, or was planned to be in part of this. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that is something about like this whole video that is like interesting to me is that up until like pretty much the last minute, Dean was supposed to be like the other bad guy in the video.
That Cody ended up being.
Yeah.
Cody ended up volunteering.
Right.
Himself. No, I agreed to help
kind of. Yeah, well, because basically what happened is Dean was I planned on Dean like being involved in the filming of this video. He was been alongside Donovan and Stabby like fighting me and you, right?
Yeah.
And Frank. But late into or like right before we were about to film, like right when summer started, Dean told me that he got an internship out of town, so he wasn't going to be available to film basically for the whole summer.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to figure out a way to explain why Dean's gone all of a sudden. Because he was in like every episode of the last like half of season 2.
He was a wizard.
he was a wizard, yeah. And he was Houdini.
Houdini.
Yeah, which is still, in my opinion, one of the best puns that I've ever come up with. Not that the bar is very high there, but basically I had to think of a way. So I basically had him have this wizard internship, and then we have Cody's character, who is Donovan's character's brother.
Yeah.
and he came in clutch. You know, he served his role.
He did come in clutch
as the villain very well. So this was a pretty short scene. This was like at this point we were filming like scenes every week. I remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were like getting together at least once a week and filming some scene for the video.
Yeah, because I was still working.
Yeah. So we weren't able to film like you had work throughout most of the week. So basically we would just get together on like Monday.
Yeah, because I think only days
Monday or
Tuesday. We can make up Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much. Because these were like probably on average like 2 to 3 hours long like filming days.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. I don't know. And it was also like the hottest point in the day.
Oh my god! It was a couple times that it was terrible.
Yeah, it got pretty rough. And I feel bad for you because you early on when we were filming, I was like, okay, Brennan, throughout this video you're gonna be wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Every day, wake up.
I'm
no, okay. Brennan's like over here like falling asleep.
I'm not.
Are you like,
I'm watching.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Because one of my favorite jokes is right here.
Oh, this?
That was ad lib. That was not in the script.
That was, huh? Yeah, I think I just
made that joke.
I think I just said funny. I think I just was like, okay, I want you to look in the dumpster. Because I didn't really script any of this. I was just like,
There's a lot of shit that I changed in this scene, I forgot.
Oh, well, you were the reason for an entire character being introduced here.
Because I wanted the pink.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something about this whole scene that people might have not realized is that I didn't write the character of Pork Chop into the script. That was not the intention. I think I was just, I have this like dog toy that my family had, and I was just like, I'll bring it with us while we're filming this dumb scene. And then, you kind of just decided to put it on your shoulder, and then you were just like, I'm gonna call it Pork Chop. And a character was born there.
Character was born.
Yeah. And then here we have Cody's character.
Cody.
Yeah. This was a whole other day. I just went over to Cody. See, there was a lot of scenes, or I guess technically only 2. There were 2 scenes where characters were talking on the phone with each other. So it was very easy for me to coordinate those days because I didn't have to worry about getting people together in the same room. I just had to, film Donovan's end and then film Cody's end, and then it all kind of works out. You know what I mean? But this was fun for me when I was filming with Cody here because we kind of got to do the running gag with what's on his computer.
I love the small progression of his computer changing to his clothes changing to all this.
Oh yeah, we made that little sign. I think I made that sign right before I went over to his house. Because I just wanted to establish that he's a shit. Yep, and then there's a little pot of gold. I don't know if you can see. I don't know how clear it is, but in the corner here, above his calendar on the wall, you can see a little album with his face on it. And it says this is Jake Hill because that's Cody's favorite artist. And and there's my YouTube channel. I am we had a little too much fun with this.
I think it was great.
No, I think it worked out. I was lucky that I had those that leprechaun necklace. I think I bought that 4-leaf clover necklace for Donovan when we filmed the St. Patrick's Day episode.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure he's wearing it in that video.
I'm pretty sure he is too. Oh, do you like that I used that picture?
Dude, oh my god, I saw that fucking picture because I watched this in full for the first time with my mother.
Yeah.
And that picture showed up, and I went, how in the fuck? That is a picture of us at an 8th grade field trip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why we used that is because basically I wanted, when we were filming, I was like, okay, I need a picture of me and Brennen to put on Cody's screen. And I was originally just going to use some screenshot from a video or something, but then Cody had his middle school yearbooks in the room.
Oh no! So
I was like, wait, I know the perfect picture to use. So I knew exactly where it was in the yearbook, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to Cody there, and we used that. This might have been This ended up being like at least in terms of my like editing timeline, this was like the longest scene other than the final scene. The scene where we're with Quentin, or we're talking to Quentin here, that you'll see in a minute. I don't know if it felt that way when we were filming this, but it ended up being like a pretty long scene.
This scene was really fun to film, though.
Yeah, it was. Well, a lot
other than the fucking heat.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like it was so hot every day because we filmed this in the middle of summer. It was like August, and it made for really good lighting. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it did make for good
that was at least the plus side of it. But oh yeah, this dumb like music that I put, and there were a lot of parts in this video where it was like too eerily silent for my liking. So I was like, okay, I need to put some sort of sound effect or some sort of music in the background here to just like ease the tension a little bit.
Tension.
Yeah, because and I mean, this video gets pretty intense at some parts.
At some part.
You know what I mean? But this scene was pretty fun. A lot of these, I mean, and a lot of these scenes just kind of boiled down to me and Brennen just kind of talking and just kind of like bullshitting a bunch of stupid shit. But
one of my favorite things we filmed is in this scene.
Yeah.
The shovel.
Oh, this whole part, the whole part that's coming up here, I'm excited. This was a really fun thing. Oh yeah, the shovel. I just love I love the line. Shovel.
Shovel.
But shovel. Like I was laughing my ass off when I was editing like stuff like that. Like it was just like it was so fun. There were parts of this scene that got overpowered by the wind. Like our audio got like way overpowered by the wind, and I don't know if you can like really tell when you're watching it because I tried to shift the audio enough so it didn't make too much of a difference. But it was. I think there were parts where I had to re-record like my lines.
Oh really?
Because it was that like jarring. You know what I mean? But I don't know how well you can tell. The suspicious-looking tree. But yeah, you were in a very hot outfit. You started. I was like, okay, Brian, you're gonna be wearing the same outfit for every day you record, so you got to pick something that you're gonna feel comfortable in. And you decided to pick a button-up flannel with your black T-shirt and jeans.
You said comfortable.
I did.
Think about heat.
Yeah, well, that was the decision you made. But here we have Quentin's character here, which is actually just Quentin.
Emma, shut up.
But this was fun. This was actually, it's interesting because this is like basically the first like official video that Quentin was ever in, like on my main channel.
Really?
Or in a main channel video. Yeah. Well, no, because he was only really in chit chats before.
I guess. So.
I don't really think I ever included him in like a skit or anything.
Yeah.
Like not really for anything.
Not that I can remember.
Just because but I had the idea for him to be in this one because I needed some reason for someone to hack into something. And
who are you gonna call?
Exactly.
Quentin.
Exactly. And I remember like pitching the idea to him. I remember like writing part of this scene in my room like right before summer started, and I was like pitching the idea to Quentin. I was just because he's literally like just in the room over, and I was just like, you want to be like a hacker? And he was just like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And we filmed his scenes like the morning after we filmed Donovan's scenes because he was there and we were all there anyway. So there's actually a part. See, I'm still considering. Actually, by the time this video comes out, the behind the scenes video for Cookie with Brennen the Final Dish might be out. I'm still working on that, but I'm still. I think that will come out before this, but there's parts where Donovan like came up while we were filming in Quentin's room, and he was just like, "Do you guys want to go get breakfast after this?" And yeah, this was pretty easy, like it was just like a lot of Quentin talking on the phone. It wasn't too tricky. Oh, I think you're about to get hacked into here. See, I really struggled to figure out like what noises to put here. You sound like you seem like you're falling asleep.
No, I'm watching. I'm into it.
Oh, I saw you like I saw you snoring.
No.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. But no, Yeah, you got hacked into here. This was a fun thing. I had to like figure out what noises to put here, like computer sounds.
Computer sound.
Yeah.
Like a generic computer sound.
Well, that's the thing is I looked up like Windows shutting down sound effect. I had to look up a lot of sound effects.
I love how you made me like act like a. It was like help, and I'm like on the floor rocking.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite gags with you here. It's just you kind of you like rocking on the floor. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Brennen's trauma.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Brennen's trauma. Yeah. No, I think I really, you know, I wanted to capture how you feel usually when we hang out, Brennan. I wanted to capture how you usually are in a very state of trauma.
Oh yes.
Coping with your trauma, you know what I mean?
That classic.
That classic hacking website. I mean, obviously we had to use that, you know what I mean, for this part.
Is it that website?
Yeah.
Is it that website still up?
Yeah.
That's great.
Or it's some version of that website, you know, and it was probably multiple.
We all fucking use those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Talon was the one that originally showed me that website. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but it bugs me. There's a lot of inconsistency with Quentin's hands in this scene. Like, there's scenes where he's holding his phone with his right hand, but then you see his right hand by the keyboard.
This scene. I love this.
Where you hit me in the foot with the shovel. Yeah.
Then move!
Yeah, exactly. We have like a little Three Stooges-esque, or like Dumb and Dumber, like, dynamic here.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if you broke your elbow. No.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. 3 hours later. The timeline with this video is very interesting. I think I acknowledge it in another scene, but it's very like inconsistent and kind of it's not meant to make sense. This video in general is not really meant to make sense. You're just supposed to kind of have fun with it. You know what I mean? But I did try to plant some seeds of lore. But, you know, I don't know if you knew about this, Brian. This is kind of unrelated to the video in general, but I tried to do like an ARG type thing with early episodes of season 2 of Cooking with Brennen. You know what ARG is? It's like so ARG stands for, oh god, see now I'm going to have to explain it. Oh. I just figured you would know what that is.
I mean, I probably know what it is, I just don't remember what ARG stands for.
Yeah. Well, you definitely will understand the concept. It stands for alternate reality game. It's basically the idea of like telling a story in the real world through like obscure kind of like lore hints and clues like planted. Like I'm trying to think of an example. Like I feel like the whole inerrant concept of Darkiplier is an ARG in a sense, or Antisepticai, like making like videos that seem normal, but they have like little dark elements that are supposed to kind of like hint at something happening.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of what an ARG kind of means. I could have totally explained that better, but that's as well as I'm going to bother to explain it.
Much as you're going to fucking get out of me today. No.
Basically, what I tried to do is put little things in the early episodes of Cooking with Brennen that hint like that the egg is the bad guy.
Okay.
Which maybe it was kind of obvious, so I didn't have to do that, but I did. And I'll show you a little example of that here. But yeah, that was just like a fun thing that I did. But did I tell you early on that the egg was going to be the bad guy?
I think you did.
Did you? Do you think you would have? I think when we were. No, I'm trying to think. Oh, that scene right there, with the pogging.
The fucking pogging.
That was not in the script.
I remember when you asked me to do that, and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell me why.
Because no, because I didn't want to ruin the joke.
You just said do it, and I was like, "Okay."
Because what happened is while we were filming, because I just happened to write in the script of the video enough chit chat. That was just like a thing. I didn't even think about it when I wrote it. And then while we were filming, I read the line to Donovan. He was just like, "No way, chit chat, like chit chats." And then Quentin was in the room, and he was just like, "You should have Donovan look at the screen." Like after he says chit chat, and then it just evolved into all of us doing it. in the scene, and that, in my opinion, is one of the funniest jokes in the video. But yeah, we have some like Frank. Also, I don't know. Did you notice I kind of pitch shifted Donovan's voice as the bear?
Yeah.
Because I didn't do that before. That was kind of like a joke with Donovan and Stabby, is that Stabby is voiced by Donovan, and I didn't pitch shift his voice in other videos, you know.
Yeah.
But for this one, I thought with how much dialogue is in this video, like I needed that kind of like audio clarification between who was talking. You know what I mean? Because I just thought that was important. But yep. This is another instance where we filmed our scene separate from Cody. Here.
Yeah, that's right. I remember this because I remember Cody was not here for this at all.
No.
And you were just like, look over there somewhere. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, Cody was standing somewhere near that tree.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got really worried that I wasn't gonna that we weren't gonna be able to film this in a way that made it look like it was the same day. But I think it came out pretty good. Like I think it. You get the gist of what's supposed to be happening here.
That very spot.
Yeah, that very spot. But yeah, you can tell that our hair is starting to grow back here. My beard is starting to grow in. And that was not there early on in the video. But this was actually nice because we actually were able to stand in the shade for most of this part.
Yeah, that's true.
So
this day was also very warm.
Yes. They all kind of blend together in my head. They all just like one big warm day. Or a bunch of warm days, you know. But the potato haters.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
It's kind of fun. I feel like our roles in this video kind of shift back and forth. Like sometimes you're the comic relief, sometimes I'm the comic relief. You're the straight man, I'm the straight man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We take turns looking at each other being like, you're a moron.
Exactly, yeah. But it is kind of like, oh, there's Cody's character. So I don't know. That joke is actually.
I don't remember that at all.
What? Oh shit! It's a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit something. That joke is actually a reference to a Scott the Laws video.
Of course it is.
And that was just a joke that he used in one of his videos when he was talking about Slender Man. And I just thought that was so funny. I wanted to incorporate it in some way. So shout out to Scott the Laws for that joke.
Good old Scott the Laws.
Yeah, but yeah, this whole thing.
This was completely too simple.
Yeah, and then, imagine like a world where if Dean was in the video, this scene may have never happened, or this would have been. I don't think this would have been Dean, but I think I did actually, even though Dean was intended to be in the video, I think I still wanted Cody to do something in the video. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, I think I remember this. I think you actually were gonna have Cody play just like a different character that guarded the potatoes. I think wasn't gonna come back for the final battle.
I think I always intended on him being Donovan's brother, and maybe he would have been in this scene as like the obstacle in our way of the potatoes, but nothing more than that. Like he wouldn't have came in at the end. It would have just been like this was his one scene and that was it.
Yeah.
But
we had to improvise.
We did. We had to improvise, and you know what? I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad that Cody was able to be in more of the video because I think he did really good.
No, I think
you know what I mean.
His acting has also improved quite a bit.
Yes, you can tell. Because, obviously early on when we first started making videos, like, everyone kind of felt a little weird being on camera for the first time. You know what I mean? Even I wasn't, like, super used to it at first because it was the first time that I was, like, posting stuff. But as time went on, like, we all got, like, way more comfortable. Like, it just kind of became, like, a natural sort of thing. You know what I mean? Years of us getting together to film and me just feeding lines to people. We got the potatoes.
Oh, yeah, then this scene was fucking... I did this randomly and you had no idea, but you thought it was hilarious.
Oh, you mean where you take a bite of the potato?
Yeah.
Well, see, did you come up with that and did you tell me that you were going to do that, or did you?
I just did it.
Because
I'm pretty sure, anyways.
I feel like you might have like you might have like cleared it up with me first. You might have been like, hey, do you mind if when we walk away, if I take a bite?
Take a bite.
But maybe you did just
do
do
it
it.
too, and it that's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was so starchy.
Yeah.
Frank, I Spy.
Yeah. Really highlighting Frank's annoying tendencies here. Yeah.
Frankiness.
Frank, like,
Frankiness.
the whole idea of Frank as a character is so... Wait, what, copyright Frank?
Frankiness.
Frankieverse?
Frankieverse.
That could be another channel. Just saying. No, but the whole idea of Frank's character is still really weird to me. Do you remember the video that Frank was introduced in?
No.
It was it was called 10 New Challenges. I don't know if you remember that video. That's an old one.
I remember the video, but I don't remember how Frank was introduced.
That's okay. No one does.
That's okay.
No. I do though. No. Frank is just a really weird character. I think he just kind of became like the annoying character that would always come and annoy you. And by all accounts, he could have also been like an enemy of yours in this video if I really wanted him to.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, we're gonna throw Frank a bone. We're gonna make him an ally.
Or a spatula.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll get to that when we get to the final battle scene. But it was really weird filming that scene where I had to play two different.
You had to play both Frank and
and myself. Yeah, that was interesting. But these scenes were pretty easy because it was just me. Well, I still had to play myself and the bad guy, or I had to play Frank and the bad guy. But like I mentioned earlier, like I filmed my scenes as the bad guy on a completely separate day, almost a year later, actually.
Jesus, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, all the scenes with Donovan and Frank were filmed a year before the scenes with the main bad guy.
Oh God.
Which is interesting. But now we tease the reveal of the big bad guy, which maybe wasn't as surprising as I thought. I feel like the scene with the flashback though was like I don't think anyone was expecting that. You know what I mean? But we'll see that soon here. But that pinboard, that pinboard in the back that I had a minute ago?
Yeah.
That like sat on my wall for so long before because I kept it up there because I needed to film that. I knew I needed to film that scene, so I didn't take that down until I was all done filming that scene. So it just sat on my wall for such a long time. But this scene, this is the scene that we were talking about earlier, where that we filmed. This was the second thing that we ever filmed for this video.
Second thing, and it's a third to last.
It's like second to last scene with us.
Yeah.
Because it has this scene and then it goes back to the lair and then it goes to the final battle. But yeah, it was really interesting writing this scene because I still hadn't written like most of the video that was supposed to come before it. So I had to write it in such a way that it didn't contradict anything that happened previously. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't even know things that were going to happen.
Even though this was a hot fucking summer and the rest of the video was hotter than shit, we got poured on in this thing.
Yeah. For whatever reason, when we went to this park to film this scene, it started raining. And it was early summer, but it was still summer.
Yeah.
But it just started raining, and you can tell because our hair and clothes and the piece of paper that I'm using there get progressively wetter. But oddly enough, I don't really think you can see it rain in the video itself.
No, I don't think so.
No, that ended up being okay. But I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? You know? But I remember like being at this park, like we tried to find like a pretty isolated place from like everyone else in the park because I wanted this to, I didn't want it to look like there were people around us. I wanted it to look like we were in like the middle of a forest or something. Oh, there's the turkey. Yeah, the whole nest that we made for it actually ended up looking pretty good. I think you know what I mean. Like it looked like a legit kind of little nest.
I took a picture of that fucking thing. I still have it on my phone, and I went, "Yes, this is somehow related."
Yeah, this is somehow related to Cookie with Brennen. Yeah, and that was this was when I knew like this video was just gonna go completely off the rails when we first filmed this part. Yeah, but that piece of paper that I'm holding there, that was not the map that we used for most of the video. That was just a random blank piece of paper that I think I like covered with dirt.
Yeah.
But huh?
The other one.
Oh, this one. Okay. But
this fucking scene, I love this scene.
Yeah. No, this is this was like. You were very like compliant with what I wanted you to do in the scene where I wanted you to like shove the thing up to your face and just kind of fucking go crazy. You know?
Yeah, I thought people would remember. I did this shit in public. There was people at the park when I did this.
But we were in a pretty secluded area from everyone. But there were definitely people that saw you do this stuff.
Oh yeah.
The egg. You like the sound effects that I included of the jerky?
Boss. Oh, I love this one. God!
Oh, yeah, that's literally just me. That's literally just my voice. I just thought it was too funny to not include it. But yeah. Oh, and remember when we actually filmed it? Oh, do you like the Zelda sound effect?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. But remember when we actually filmed this? I forgot to bring the drumsticks.
Yeah, we filmed this scene.
Yeah. That scene where you're holding them?
You dropped me off at home after we were done filming for a day, and we ran to the park real quick, literally just to get a picture of me holding the drumsticks.
Yeah, that was literally all we did. And when we actually filmed the scene for real, I just was like, okay, just make it look like you're holding them. And you can tell because the scene where you're holding the drumsticks and it shows you doing that is sunny. And it's not sunny
so
throughout
much
the whole
clearer.
scene.
Like, the lighting is so different.
Yeah, it's like completely different.
I mean, it still kind of worked out though.
No, I don't think it made that big of a difference. Like no one, I don't really think anybody cared. But look, you can tell. Like look how, like you can tell my hair is like getting wet there.
Yeah, and like you can obviously tell that we're trying to hide that we're not holding them or anything like that.
Yeah, and that the map is just soaked.
The map's destroyed.
Like that was just
that piece of paper was destroyed by the end of the day.
That was not usable anymore after that point. But then I actually made like the actual map. Well, I don't know if you remember, but we filmed this, and then we had to basically take like a month-long break from filming because you got busy and I got COVID.
Oh yeah.
And so we weren't able to film for like an entire month during the summer. And I actually got kind of worried that we weren't even going to be able to finish the video by the end of the summer. But luckily we were able to. But so this was like the last thing that we had filmed for a while. Oh, and there's me with the egg on my face. So, oh god, I think I originally wanted this to look a lot differently because, like, so that right there is me with a pill bottle cap in my mouth, and I'm holding it with my teeth, and I put an egg inside it so it looks like the egg is like has like a seat. And originally I wanted it to look a lot different. I wanted to basically put a green screen over my face and then green screen like a robotic chair or like a metal bar coming out of my body with a little chair on top with the egg perched on it.
I think I remember you telling me that.
But very early on when I started editing the video, I was like, okay, that is not going to work. It's just too ambitious.
Are you saying I missed the chance to grab a green screen and wrap it around your face?
Well, no, because I actually did try doing that at one point, and I just was not able to like make it look convincing.
Oh shit!
Ow! Brennan's hurting himself.
I'm sorry.
Let's do it. But yeah, this whole stupid what is it? Flashback scene. I can't think of words. This was hell to edit.
I bet.
Like, this sucked. Like, having to size everything down. I actually dug up the original files for this Cooking with Brennen.
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah, I didn't just
I thought you just used...
I used, like, some of it I used from the actual video itself, but a lot of it I had the original files from when we filmed all that time ago that I used.
Fuck, dude, that's impressive. I straight up thought you just grabbed the actual video.
Well, sometimes I did when I needed certain sounds that I didn't know how to replicate, you know what I mean? Like, or certain music.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I like, purposely got all the original footage because I wanted to, in case I needed to change it for whatever reason.
Well, that's fucking determination, my dude. Goddamn.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's why I saved, like, all of my footage. Well, there was a point where I wasn't doing that, but late into when we started making videos, like, I started, like, purposely archiving all the footage from whatever we filmed in case I needed to use it again for whatever reason.
Okay, tell me if I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Is there a deleted scene that didn't make it into this?
What do you think that scene is?
An egg rolling off the table.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was something that I was trying to do when I was editing this part of the video, and I was not able to make it work.
Okay.
And
I think the whole point of that scene was supposed to just be the scene to explain how he got outside.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of shows up.
Yeah, I know.
He just kind of shows up outside.
And it is kind of weird.
But I don't blame you, because, with the capability that we have with your single fucking camera and your ability of editing, it's like, what the fuck are you going to do about it?
Well, and I don't think it, like, and this was kind of the challenge for me, was to, like, edit it in a way that made it look okay either way. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that it worked out. You know what I mean? You kind of just are like, oh, he went outside. You know what I mean?
The egg got up and fucking walked.
Exactly. But this was really cool to, like, edit you picking up the egg but have the mouth move with it. You know what I mean? That was really fun to do that. Very annoying Orange-esque in this whole thing.
That egg is a hero.
Yeah. So we reveal.
Oh, yes, this callback.
We reveal that this whole thing happened during the Cooking with Brennen Eggs episode, and that egg that was talking to you in that episode was actually Gregory.
Actually talking.
Yeah.
It was not crazy.
You're not crazy.
Fuck
no.
y'all. I'm
but
not
I guess,
crazy. I'm just a lunatic.
It was really fun to implement this, like, previous episode into the final episode in some way. You know
it was definitely cool being able to connect, like, the season 1 finale to the season 2 /series.
I really like including that sort of, like, continuity in some way, you know what I mean? Because that was always, I mean, like, and it's kind of funny because, like, I remember when you were making a lot of videos, you liked to kind of have, like, plot threads and, like, things that continued over into videos, and I never really did that in my earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But then in this one, I really leaned into that. Like, I want there to be continuity. I want there to be lore. You know what I mean? I want there to be a story.
Lore.
And, yeah. So, in a minute here, you'll see, like, after Brennen walks away, there was supposed to be a scene where the egg, right there, it was supposed to show him rolling off of the table, right?
We should have had a Chef Boyardee moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. But no, but I was editing that. I was trying to, because I had the footage of you. Because basically the way that we filmed it is Brennen took his finger and pushed the egg off the table, and I caught it off the table.
That's right. You were sitting at, like, the edge of the table.
And in my head, what I would have done is edited it frame by frame, so I would basically have cut your finger out of the shot, so it just looked like the egg got up and walked away. You know what I mean? But I worked on that.
You should have just animated legs on it. God damn it, Antonio.
You're right. God. Stupid me, dude.
Delete the video, restart.
Yeah, just restart. No, I did work on that for, like, I want to say a solid, like, 20 minutes before I realized, like, this is not going to work. Like, this is going to be, if I really want to make this look good, it's not going to be worth it, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I just omitted it, but a good catch, though.
Because I just remember, because we tried that, like, 5 times, because we were like, how the fuck are we going to make it look like this egg just, like, it's off the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was, in a perfect world, that could have been part of the video, but now it's a cool little behind-the-scenes tidbit.
In the perfect world.
Yeah. This whole scene is so dramatic. See, I do some serious stuff with eggs.
Yeah, this is real serious.
It's real serious, right? Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel bad for the egg? I feel pretty
bad. I did like that shot, though. Zoom out, like...
Oh, and this scene... I filmed this scene on 4th of July. Of the egg walking away. I just got up.
Chef Boyardee!
I went outside my apartment on the sidewalk, and I just kind of filmed shots of me pushing the egg.
Someone walks by.
No, someone did. Someone did walk by walking their dog while I was filming, and I had to, like, grab the stuff off the sidewalk and just kind of sit there while they passed by, and I kind of, like, waved at them, and they waved back, and then they kind of started walking faster. No, I'm kidding. They're like, who is this guy?
Fucking dude's filming an egg on the sidewalk.
Exactly. And then we reveal that the egg saw Cooking with Brennen Season 2, the trailer. And that's his motivation for wanting to get revenge on you. I love filming these, like, really serious scenes with these inanimate objects. It's, like, so fun to do that. Oh, so that scene right there where I'm holding up the egg on the edge of the desk, I dropped the egg Like I had to use multiple eggs because I dropped them and broke them on my floor.
You fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually realized you used part of my old video in that clip.
Oh, you didn't even notice that? Yeah. Who the hell are you? I had to throw that in there, dude.
I love these little shots of just someone obviously off screen being like, eh.
Yeah. I just love making it look so campy. You can see my finger. You can see my finger holding that up, but I was just like, whatever. I don't have the energy to like make it look more convincing than that. Like whatever. It looks fine. You get the gist, you know what I mean? I mean, there's scenes later on. Oh, and I had Quentin film this part where it's like panning up. You can kind of tell he's like off center a little bit. It's fine. But you can like later on in the fight scene, which is right after this, you can see like the hands moving stabby. And if that's
I think it's I know it's kind of like wow, really, but at the same time I think it's fucking hilarious.
No, I think it's funny. Like I'm totally fine with it. Like I don't care, you know what I mean? Like it's funny enough to where it's justified.
Like the fucking scene where we'll get to the scene where he lands and he goes, oh,
yeah, I love that.
I fucking do. I love that.
It's awesome, dude. Yeah. And then no, all of these scenes where I had to like put my mouth on the egg were so annoying to do because I had to like manually move them to like move with how my body's moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was such a pain in the ass. That probably took that was like some of the longest like excruciating like little intricate details that I had to do. But Frank. Yeah. Fun fact, the backstory that he just said there, that was the last thing that I wrote for the video.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote that like I want to say September of 2022, like after we had filmed everything else.
Damn.
That was like the last thing that I did. Because I knew that a lot of that was going to be voiceover, so I didn't think it mattered that I didn't think I needed to have it written right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but this was the last scene that we did in the evil lair, which was just my bedroom in my apartment in Corvallis. So I guess canonically in the Cooking with Brennen universe, I still live at home because that apartment is just used as a lair. So
that's your dungeon.
Exactly.
Sex dungeon.
Yeah, but it's funny, you know, the little pin board. I wanted to actually get like a real pin board for that thing in the background that's on the wall.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to buy one for this, so I just made a little cardboard one, and I actually went to the OSU library and printed out all those little pictures of you, and I was like praying that people wouldn't see me doing it because I was like, what is this guy doing printing out these little pictures of this guy?
The Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah.
The scene where Darwin takes the picture and then she will be mine. Sticks it to his forehead.
Oh my god, yeah. Exactly. It's like that. But yeah, this is like one of my least favorite parts where the mouth just kind of fades in. Like I don't know why, that just bothers me. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but okay, but here we have made it to the final battle scene. This was the longest scene of the video. This
took forever.
This took forever filming wise and editing wise. But this was really fun because I actually got to choreograph like a fight, and I'd never done that before.
Honestly, I think you did pretty good.
I think it worked out pretty well. Like
your first big fight scene other than the anime episode.
Right, yeah. Well,
but that was a lot shorter fight scene.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to make this like more elaborate and have like a bunch of moving parts.
There's something really funny coming up that I want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it because this is the first time that we've watched this together, so it's just interesting to like hear kind of like your thoughts. And this is definitely like the most involved part of the video. So, but yeah, this is where we reveal that the sacred kitchen is just my house. Who would have thought that would have been true? I love how you can just see it says sacred recipe in the corner of the map because we folded it up. But we filmed. I think we filmed this scene over the course of like at least 2 days, right?
Yes.
Because we filmed the scenes with Cody and Donovan on one day, and that was the day that we went to round one after.
Yes.
And then I think we got together like a couple days later because we had a bunch of stuff that we were only like halfway done.
Yeah.
We had to film like all our stuff. And I intended on us doing it all in one day, but it just didn't work out that way.
No. It was just too much. And The four of us are idiots together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and also we got a pretty late start on the day that we actually got together and filmed with Cody and Donovan.
Yeah.
Which wasn't like anyone's fault. It just happened to work out that way. Well, I want to actually say it was kind of my fault because that was another day where I waited like to the last minute to write that because I just procrastinate. But we got it done miraculously, so I was really thankful about that. And you might recall, Brennan, that day that we filmed with Donovan and Brennan was super smoky.
Yeah, there's a bad fire.
Yeah.
And it was crazy smoky outside.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure when we have the fight scene with them, you can see it.
Every scene that Donovan or Cody are in, you can tell it was like red. The sky, you can tell like the sky was like a vibrant red. But I think it actually ended up like kind of making a cool look.
Cool, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because it's supposed to look kind of dark and gritty. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, this whole part.
Who the hell are you? I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a deep cut reference. Dude.
Yeah.
Not only real ones know that. No. But yeah, this is where we see Brennen get confronted by the villain. Yeah, all these scenes where it's like me talking to myself were so weird. I know, this is
just you with three different personas.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Again. Oh God, it's an egg.
Yeah, but this was this took a long time. Like, all of this that we're looking at right now, like I think I actually filmed the parts with me with the egg in my mouth like on a separate day. Like I don't even think you were. Yeah, you weren't there when I did that.
Because I had no idea how you did that egg thing until the video came out.
Right. Well, that's the thing is like I just knew I needed to get the scenes with you. Like I just prioritizing that, and I'll just do the stuff with me later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I actually did the stuff with me like the day that I left for Corvallis to go back for school.
I remember you texting me.
Yeah.
Being like, I just filmed the rest of my scenes like the day before we were leaving.
Yeah, no, it was the day that I was leaving. The day that you came over to film the last parts that you had was the day before.
Oh, Jesus.
And so, like, we were working, like, to the very last minute on this. But I was just like, you know what? I don't care. The schedule is kind of weird. That's fine. As long as we're getting everything done. And we did. You know what I mean? I was really worried that while I was editing this video, that there was going to be, like, one thing that we missed. That I was being like,
dude,
fuck.
I was so worried about that, too.
I was
like, I feel like when you finally told me that you were, like, really, like, pushing through and editing.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm just like, I hope you text me. Saying, like, we missed. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. If we did, I probably would have just tried to find a way to cut around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there were stuff that was like some stuff like you can't cut out without it not working. You know what I mean? So I was just really glad that everything worked out. We didn't miss any lines. We had obviously part where I slap you.
I remember we tried fake slapping me, but it didn't work, so I just told you to slap me.
Yeah. That's usually what ends up happening. Is I'm like,
I think we've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Where we've tried and it just doesn't look good, so I just tell you to slap me.
It's like, just slap me, just like, and I try not to be super, hard or whatever. But, yeah. See, I tried to, it was really weird doing these parts with the egg talking because I tried to, say in my head what he was saying so I could have,
the
hand gestures that matched it.
Yeah.
But, do you remember my neighbor was outside when we filmed that? And he was like...
not go inside.
I know, I was just like, dude, this is kind of embarrassing, but it's fine. You know what I mean? He was supportive. He was just like, no, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
I think he was also out the same day that we filmed the video game episode, too.
I think he was. I think I remember that, yeah. The part where Stabby just falls. I love that part.
Wait, why am I gasping? I met all those guys earlier.
And then we introduce we get reacquainted with all the villains here. It was so fun filming with Stabby. Like it always is. Like where we get to be like a little puppet with him. You know what I mean? But because I really don't try to hide the fact that we're holding him.
No.
You know.
Well, that's no point. It kind of makes it more fun.
Exactly. Yeah. This whole part tried to make them look so badass. He randomly has a knife. And even though Donovan's holding a foam sword, I put shing sound effects.
Yeah.
Metal sound effects. And then there's Frank with his spatula. And then we have the epic shot of you getting your sword out. Remember, you were originally going to use your katana.
Yeah. So this is the scene I was talking about.
Okay.
So we were going to use the katana, because obviously this is like a callback to the anime episode where I fought Stabby and I had the katana and the headband.
Yeah.
I have still to this day, have no clue where my fucking katana is that we use in the anime episode. That
it was just from one day.
Gonna use in this shot.
Yeah, one day the next is just gone. Huh?
Because this was improv because I didn't have it.
Right.
So we had to change it.
Yeah, we had to.
Slow it for G Fuel.
We added that line in. Yeah.
Because I still, like I said, I still have no idea where it is. Of course, now I have two over there.
Right. Yeah. But at the time.
Oh yeah, I have a new katana. I want to show you before you leave.
Oh, nice. But you didn't. Did you have that katana like after we filmed the anime episode? Like
I don't know.
It's just for like
I have no idea where it went. Fucking stabbing.
Yeah. So here's the final battle scene. This was super fun to do, but this was
so much fun.
Then we had to do a lot of takes of a lot of these. You know what I mean, to get them right. Like that whole part. You know, like. Oh, and this whole part was really fun to edit with the beams coming out of his wands. You know. That did take like some time to like get right, but oh yeah, and then all of the voice lines of Donovan were filmed like a lot after too. And I remember just being like, okay, it sounds like you're getting hit with a sword now. Oh yeah, that whole part. I love that part so much. That's so awesome. And this part too, I love this part where he like jumps, he like kicks you and then lands. It's awesome. Oh, and then you wipe some blood. And then this.
Is this that's my favorite shot. I love that shot.
It's awesome, dude. As soon as I got the sound effects light up right, I was like, this is gold. Like, this is awesome. But, yeah, and then we see... It was really interesting because I had to write, like, okay, and now Brennen stabs Stabby, but it shows that it's in his headband. And then he flips Stabby over towards Darby. It was so weird. And then you get turned into our Lego personas. Let's call back. Oh, and there's you appearing behind Donovan. Or Darby. I remember, like, I had to, like, really last minute come up with a name.
I remember that Donovan's sword broke.
Yeah. It did break. Like this, it did break. It miraculously stayed together throughout while we were filming, but then it broke towards the end.
There is one shot where you can see him holding it.
I think you're. Yeah. No, I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, and then I love how Cody's just holding it.
Just stands there.
Yeah.
Doesn't even try to.
Yeah, I know. Did you notice that I made his beam red? Whereas the leprechaun's beams are blue, but when Frank uses it, it's
right
red.
Here. Oh, that shot right there. You can see the fucking he's using his hand to hold the handle and the sword together.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and of course I had to have one last callback to the anime episode here. And I remember like writing this part of the video. I was like, how am I going to explain that they're just shooting beams from their arms? And I didn't explain it, but I made a joke about it.
How are they able to shoot beams from their arms? I have no idea.
But I actually like went back in because I save all of my old like editing projects too. So I actually like went back in the editing project that I used for the anime episode and like basically redid those shots. Try to make them look as similar as possible. But yeah, that was the big fight scene. It actually lasted longer than I thought it would have when I was first starting to edit it, because I thought it was going to be super short, but it actually went on for like a decent amount of time, I think. Oh, and then this was the last minute thing.
This was the last bit.
You requested me to add this.
I requested this.
Because I think we were just going to stop having pork chop.
Yeah.
But then you were like, what if we have pork chop come in at the end? This is also super campy where you can see I had him hanging from my... No, I had him hanging from my phone charger.
Oh.
You could, well, in the other scene you can see. Oh, and then he turns into a Minecraft pork chop. Yeah.
I like how you had the rubber band gun from Rubber Band Gun.
Yeah, see, it's just full of references. Yeah. And you get them if you know the videos. But... Yeah, and then Frank, because he doesn't know what pork chop is, he's just like, what the fuck was that?
Was that a fucking topic?
Yeah, exactly. But, and then the villain goes on this whole monologue about he's going to take over the world and everything. But I love Donovan and Cody's just, like, chemistry in this scene. Like, I just think, like, they play brothers very well, I think.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I love how I like how Cody's just holding Stabby.
Yeah.
And Stabby's just like looking.
And Cody I didn't even, you see him smile there? Yeah. I didn't even tell him to move around Stabby. I was just like, okay, just hold Stabby while I get a shot for him. And he just like started moving him to like show that he was talking. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm going to use that. You know? Oh, well, you were there. You were there when we filmed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were probably just like slightly off screen. You can see my nose in the shot. And then we get some Brennen family lore here. Yeah, that's just established at the very last minute. Hey, I don't claim to be a brilliant story writer. I just like to make funny stuff. You know what I mean? But no, this ended up coming out pretty good. I think it kind of like it's a nice little intense scene, but it kind of like has like a nice little it kind of has a nice resolution, you know. Shows that you were the chosen one. Yeah. And
yes, it's your kitchen.
My kitchen is the sacred kitchen, but you're the chosen one, as we established. I just happen to live in the house with the sacred kitchen. You know what I mean?
You stole my fucking kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah. But hey, you ended up. Well, we'll see that in a minute. That I didn't actually, because you in that part you were like maybe against these guys. I wasn't originally gonna cut to them, but I just saw that scene of them standing there, and I just thought it'd be funny to be like, maybe against these guys. Yeah. Oh yeah, this whole thing. It's also like really, I had to like adjust down my audio for all these scenes with Egg talking because I was just screaming into the camera. You know the part where the Egg later on he's like no, I was like screaming so loud, and I was probably recording this at like 10 o'clock at night at my apartment, and I remember hearing like Dean come out of the room and be like, is everything okay? And then here's your big triumphant revenge scene. And what I thought was cool about this is it kind of mirrors one of the final parts of the Egg episode, where you smash the egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't even necessarily intend for that to happen. And then there was that. That was actually me smashing an egg. But I cut it to make it look like you did it. I can see the sword just completely fall
apart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice little, get a nice little resolution for everybody here. Because this is the finale for Cooking with Brennen, but in a lot of ways, this is also a finale for, like,
I'm just remembering a scene that's about to come up that we had to film.
Oh,
this scene. We had to film this scene so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Because every time they start hopping off, they just start beating the shit out of each other.
Well, yeah, and I almost included that in the final cut of the video, but I was just like, no, that's going to be too long. Like, I just kind of cut it where I did.
And then you have to show it behind the scenes.
Oh, I will.
We filmed that, like, I think at least 4 or 5 times, because every time they'd be skipping, and then they just start beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Like they'd be like skipping, and then and then like Cody would push Donovan or something.
And then they just went
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then we get a little resolution for Frank here. Frank was never meant to be a recurring character.
Well, he became one.
But he became one nonetheless. And I like this little joke here where I'm like, and Tony, I'd give you a hug too, but you know, people know. I don't want to. You know, if I had somebody that I knew that kind of had a similar body to me, I would totally recruit them.
The camera.
Yeah, recruit them to like try to be like look like Frank from the back or something, you know. And then there's that, and then we get a little. What a fucking loser. Yeah.
I love just how kinetically how much I hate Frank.
Yeah, that's like a defining trait of your guys' relationship. And then there you go throwing
a fucking trash can out of nowhere.
I know. Yeah, I was like, don't try to think too much about that. Just accept that there's a trash can there. And then I had to have one final like long line for you to say.
Yeah, you know, fucking, he had to because he knows how well I do with long lines.
Exactly, yeah. But hey, I cut it around so it looked like it all went well in one shot. Even though I did kind of have to connect certain lines because we didn't do it all in one take.
I had to when reading off something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, there's no way I said that shit.
I actually had to zoom in slightly because you could see you could see my hand in part of it. And then we reveal this is the final
dish.
as if it wasn't already clear by it being called the final dish.
Like cooking the bread final and never cooked anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, don't try to think too much about that.
Spirits.
Exactly. We cooked our spirits. That's right. And then we get it's a nice little moment. Nice little moment between our characters, you know? And then we walk off into the sunset with your not katana. And I remember we had to film this part of our audio here like separate from how we're walking away because obviously us walking away you couldn't hear us talking. So it's worked out. But yeah, that was this is the end of the video. And now we're gonna get to the credits.
From the show. We never made any money from the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why did we make this show again?
Yeah. And then we get nice little credit sequence with Nate wants to battle. Ask for more, which is a Food Wars based song.
Fucking Food Wars.
So it worked out, you know. But yeah, this whole credit sequence, this was like one of my favorite aspects of the video. Because I just think it came out so good.
It came out so well.
Yeah. And I remember going out to the store and buying all of those ingredients or buying all of those foods to like put on the plates and like I had to like there's a whole behind the scenes portion of me filming this that I'll show in the video. But I had to like go back. I had like all the foods set out on the table and I had to like pick one up and then put it there and put it there. It's fun. But yeah. And we got all these clips of previous episodes here. And then we get the credits. Running through your proudest moments from the video. And those are my proudest moments. Yeah. This was a nice little trip down memory lane.
I fucking still hate you for that.
Hey, me for what?
The fucking Fortnite dances.
Oh. I was like, there's a lot of things you can hate me for that.
No, there's a lot of. I know you made me do a lot of stupid shit. Yeah. And a lot of it, it may have been stupid or embarrassing, but it was whatever. But those fucking dances will go down as the worst thing I've ever agreed to doing for you.
Well, I'm glad it didn't get any worse than that at any point.
It's hands down the worst thing I think I've ever done. And it is now on the internet.
It wasn't in vain, Brennen. It was for a good cause. It helped out the orphans. Yeah.
That Frank burned down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and there's Dean's like 4 scenes in the whole video all in one.
I know, all in one.
Yeah.
Same Quentin, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And then we get all these little clips. It was fun to put together. I knew that this was going to be the credits ever since the beginning, I remember. But, yeah, and then we have a little portion of us saying thank you at the end here. But, that was Cooking with Brennen, the final dish.
I don't remember filming this.
We filmed this on the last day that we filmed, like, right after.
We did? Okay.
Yeah, and then we filmed the parts with Donovan and Cody after we were done filming that day, too. But anyway, yeah, that was the final episode of Cooking with Brennen. Overall, Brennen, it was a great production. Super fun to make this video with you.
It was amazing.
What any final sort of thoughts about it? Like in retrospect?
I'm gonna miss, but I'm not gonna miss this era of Toniverse.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Right.
Like I think like the humor and the work we put into the Cooking with Brennen series all spawning from a joke. Some of the best stuff ever.
We already filmed a little part with Donovan and Cody. Thank you to them.
Obama. My boys.
You're like our dad right now.
I would like to thank Cody and Donovan for their last.
I think it was like the last big project from the original Toniverse era. I think it was a good
send off.
A good way to officially send it off. As we work for the future.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's how I feel too. I think, and that's the thing is I wanted this video to kind of like encapsulate the entirety of this era of Toniverse, like all the videos that we put out, all the fun we had, and just kind of tie it all together. You know what I mean? And it was super fun. It was like a super great experience to work on it with you guys, and I'm glad that it's finally out and it came out so good. And I look back fondly on this era. You know, it's always going to be a really good memory. But
I forgot about that. I forgot that Cody was randomly in a group with Brennen where he just came in and hit his thing.
Yeah, that was literally the only cookie with Brennen he was actually like in at any point. He was behind the scenes a lot.
Oh, he was in behind the scenes all the time. He was always just chilling at your house while we were filming shit.
Yeah, exactly. But no, this was super fun. You know, it's sad in a way because like I do really like doing these bigger projects, or like just skits in general. And I don't want to say I'm never gonna do skits again because I do think like we have ideas for some that we could do in the future potentially, and like we have some drive to make stuff like that. But I have a lot of ideas for other stuff too, and I am excited to get to that. But it is really cool to like look back on this era, just kind of like look at like how far we grew and all the cool stuff that we were able to make together. You know what I mean? Because it just like it makes for really good memories. If anything, was you trying to eat a drumstick?
Yep, that's how that works.
That's the chicken drumstick.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
I just show up and he tells me what to do. That is if I ever had to describe how it's cooking with Brennen with one fucking sentence, that's what it is.
That sums it up right there. Yeah, I'd say so. Pretty well. Yeah. But and
what the fuck am I holding now?
That's the Hawaiian shirt that Donovan was wearing.
Where am I just getting all these things?
I don't know, off my bed probably.
I just kept pulling shit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The drumsticks in my shirt.
And you notice I kept on saying, 5 years ago, because at the time when we filmed this, it had been 5 years ago. But when I finally posted it, it was 6 years because that's how long it took me to finally post this. But this was a long one. This was a long production, a long video, but it's like, I don't know, it's cool to like look at, to like be able to say like, oh, I made like essentially a movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's pretty fun, and I was able to include all my friends, a bunch of my friends in it. You know. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Antonio and Brennen and their YouTube shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah. And
what am I doing? I think that's the definition of letting my ADHD.
You're just letting me kind of ramble on and just kind of trying to occupy the screen.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, exactly. You've been doing that for 6 years, so you got practice. No, and there's you, Dad. Yep. And then that's it. That is Cooking with Brennen, the final dish, and that's gonna end this commentary. So, thanks for being here, Brennen. Oh, and then there's this little part at the end. Actually, I forgot. Have you seen this?
I think I did, but I can't remember.
Well, it's like I don't know why. It's just like a how-to basic fucking like compilation or whatever. Anyway, that's the end of the commentary. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.